Okay, so that's a pretty good introduction to how we type in data numbers, um, how we change data types. If I want, I can make a new manual column. When I click on that, I can write in the name here. Make it jelly beans with a short name of JB. Any number of options. It's done. Then I come over here and I've got a jelly beans column. I can make a new calculated under data, new calculated column, where I could do things like maybe I want to call it mass, short name M, and then I could say that it was force divided by acceleration, and oh, unfortunately I used the wrong force and acceleration. Well, it is actually giving us numbers that are somewhat consistent. Notice how noisy all this data is. See how much that goes all over the place? These are from our direct measurements over here. So each individual acceleration and force data point are fairly far off and will give us fairly different values. That's why we don't use individual points. We use results from overall effects. But let's, if I want to change that, I go to Data, Column Options, Mass. Well, that's our other force and acceleration from previously. I don't know where. Ah, it's this force that I wanted, data set force. And choose specific data set acceleration. Okay, I'm done with that. Now if I find mass, oh, there it was. I only had 3 data points in each of those columns, so that should be up here at the top. And you see the first one's kind of far off and the other ones come to a little more agreement, and that's because the first one is somewhat dominated by friction. Okay, the last thing I'd like to show is how we do integrals. Okay, maybe you want to take this acceleration and figure out something about how much the change in velocity has been. So I'm going to come here. I highlight just like I would for an average or for a curve fit. But now I click instead on this button, which is integral. I'm going to do it of run 2, the middle one. And aha, it fills in that whole area and tells me that it's negative 0.4718 seconds times meters per second squared. Well, seconds times meters per second squared is meters per second, which means the velocity has dropped down by negative 0.472 meters per second over that range of time, which I would find is pretty accurate if I were to use the inspect button. This is the inspect button. If I go to this point, it's at negative 0.1, all the way over here. Above there, it's at negative 0.637. So about, wait, is that right? Negative 0.637. And over on this side, negative 0.169. Okay, so a little more than negative 0.4 increase. All right. So I hope that's helpful in figuring out how to do things. I strongly recommend that you do download the Logger Pro file and Logger Pro program and try it out somewhat for yourself so that you're ready to do these things when it comes time to do them on a test or in a lab.